All right, testing 1, 2, 1, 2. You guys got me? All good? All right, we're going to get started with our post-race press conference here at Talladega Superspeedway at the Geico 500 with our race-winning crew chief, Phil Surgen. And Phil, thank you for joining us. Congratulations on that win. Take us through those last laps from your seat on the pit box.
Well, it's a speedway race, so I've grown to expect that with 5 to go, you can't tell what's going to happen at the end. With 2 to go, you can't tell what's going to happen at the end. And frankly, coming off of 4 in the top group of cars, you don't really know what to expect yet. You know that there's going to be a wreck at the start-finish line, and so many times have been on the other end of it. So unlike downforce races or road course races where you can you have a good car, you have a bad car. Here you don't know what's going to happen. So it's a little bit nerve-wracking, but you kind of stay calm, and as it transpires, it's like, man, it becomes more and more clear in those last few seconds that we won the race, and great day for us.
All right, and one additional question before we go to questions out here is based on some of the notes we have, this car that you won with today is the same car you won with in COTA, is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, can you tell us a little bit about that, the ability to bring that COTA winning car here to Talladega and win again?
Yeah, it really comes down to just the whole next-gen platform. All the cars are the same and have the same range of adjustments and the same groups of parts, so all the cars right now are essentially universal. So there's, we took that car after it was done at COTA and cleaned it up and set it up a little bit differently to come here. And there's no reason it can't race at a different type of track at an oval next time, downforce oval.
All right, we're going to take questions for Phil. If you have one, raise your hand. We'll get a mic to you, and we're going to start with Jenna Fryer here in the corner. Thank you.
Ross was saying that he just was going to stay there and not move. He didn't want to make a mistake. He didn't want to get in the wrong line. Did you guys talk about that, or did he come to that decision on his own?
In the moment, he comes to that decision on his own. Obviously, leading up to the event, we've talked through a lot of different scenarios, and one word that we always keeps reoccurring is patience. You have to be calculated in your moves and have patience. This is exactly what he did. He executed perfectly.
And 2 wins. Did you have any idea that you guys had that in you?
I knew that this group of guys had the potential in them. Whether we were going to get them or not, it's a different story. But after the first win and really after the consistency in the top 5, the instances we haven't finished in the top 5, honestly, it's been engine, it's been wrecks. And we've had strong performing cars everywhere, so I have all the confidence in the world in this group, and that we can't continue to be a contender every week.
All right, we'll go to Bob up front.
Bob Pockers, Fox Sports. So can you use this car every week?
It would be really difficult to turn it around every week, but every third or fourth week, with the cleanup and the prep time that goes into it, you could use it every third or fourth week pretty easily.
And do you know, like, is this car for whatever reason a better car than the others in your fleet?
No, I would say it's exactly the same. And in fact, there's so many parts on them that are interchangeable. There's likely a different group of parts on this car than there was on the chassis element than there was on the car when it raced at COTA.
All right. Any questions in the press box?
No questions.
All right. No questions in the press box. Any questions downstairs? Okay, we'll go to Dustin and then Jeff. Up front to Dustin. Thank you.
Dustin Long, NBC Sports. Phil, can you give me a sense of, certainly we've seen, and Ross has talked about, he's always been an aggressive driver, but trying to contain or control that in certain situations, and how patience may have played a role, or how it played a role in what he was able to do today, where maybe he wouldn't be able to have done as well at some other point, or how you've seen that kind of evolve in the time together?
Yeah, I've certainly seen a little evolution in my time with Ross. I didn't work with Ross before the start of the 21 season, so likely it was different prior to that. But just from last year to this year, I certainly have seen that evolve a little bit. His patience inside the car has been better. He's just generally calm, and that comes with confidence, and that comes with us providing him, cars that are capable and crews that are capable of working on them and pitting them.
All right, we'll go to Jeff Hood, Daniel McFadden, and then we're going to come up front to Jeff Gluck. Go ahead, Jeff.
Hey, Phil, congratulations on the win. Jeff Hood of Racing today. I'm amazed, and I've been following the sport a long time, to see these 20-something-year-old drivers just win week after week after week. Just from your time in the sport, are you continued to be surprised about this? And is it the new car, and are you just kind of riding that wave with Ross right now and watching some of these other young drivers get it done each week?
There certainly is an element of the new car this year. It's kind of mixed things up a little bit, but I'm not surprised to see the younger drivers contending every week. If you look back maybe over the last 20 years, the level of preparation has changed over time, and right now the guys that are the 20-somethings got into the sport when that level of preparation had elevated itself. So the guys that are 20-somethings right now are doing things a lot differently than the veterans have in the past, and some of the veterans have tried to adapt, but that's an edge that the younger drivers have.
All right, Daniel, go ahead with your question.
Daniel McFadden, FrenchRace.com. When the season started, would you have picked a road course and a super speedway as the two tracks where Ross would break through and get his first 2 wins? This goes for both of you.
In my opinion, super speedway, no. Road course, yes. I think you look back at our results from last year, and we were strong at all the road courses, arguably stronger than we were on the oval. So I expected to be strong on the road courses this year. Super speedways, I feel like we have all of the elements to compete, but there's always that element of luck that you never can count on. But if that answers your question.
All right. Any final questions for Phil before we let him go? All right, we're going to take one final question for Dustin. Go ahead.
Dustin Long, NBC Sports. Phil, can you kind of talk me through a little bit of the mindset or the strategy in terms of, I know all the cars or Chevys are trying to pit about the same time, but just how that worked, because it seemed like passing was difficult, and it was about kind of leapfrogging a little bit on pit road, and what you guys were able to do to kind of set things up to put yourselves in, to put Ross in that position at the end.
Yeah, generally speaking, when it comes to the manufacturer's strategies, it's a pretty tall order to get that many people organized and communicated appropriately to choose a pit lap or to choose a pit scenario. How many tires, how much fuel. You use more fuel in the front of the pack than you do in the middle of the pack, so trying to accommodate the group that you're going to pit with, communicate all that well and execute is the most difficult element of that. We can look back at history, we can look back at early in this race. When we're in stage 3, we look back early in the race and see what happened to try to, identify any elements of that might be advantageous to incorporate in the strategy in the closing laps.
All right. Phil, congratulations again on that victory, and we appreciate you spending some time with us.
Thank you.